was the wrong one.
Uh-oh.
Try the other one. Yep, that looks more correct. Everybody's face snapped to the right position. Welcome back to episode 41 of Skull. Really? 41? Okay. Pretty deep into 41. All right. Skulls and Shackles. I am the very surprised GM, Arthur Perkins, aka APGamingREAL. Welcome to yet another episode, and let's check in with everyone and how they're doing this week. Craig, I heard that you watched a movie.
Yeah, I went and saw Deadpool last night. I only have one thing to say. People are idiots. Why would you bring a 4-year-old to an R-rated movie about an insane guy who delights in destroying people, making big, god-awful bloody messes? Right on the counter where you're getting tickets, this says R. Nobody under 17 admitted. Graphics, sex, nudity, violence, graphic violence, everything. And people are walking in with their 4 and 5-year-old kids. What the heck, y'all? But movie was awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. It's probably one of the most god awful, bloodiest things I've seen in 6 months, but it was fun. So picked up a new game. I've been playing Renowned Explorers, I think is the name of it.
Oh yeah, I just saw that last night on Eric Bulgaris' stream.
Oh really?
Yeah, are you using the friendship route? Are you friending people to death?
I am actually using a friend team. I had no idea that was a thing, but
you got Maria on your team? She's literally the best friend in the world.
Who?
Maria. Maria is a friender.
Oh.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I don't know. I put together something. Looks like it works. I made it right to the last fight, to the last 1 or 2 people in game like 4 times and died. So, and I just did it again right before the stream started. It's tough. It's really tough. It's a very good game. Had a lot of fun. And it's kind of a new thing. I've never seen anything quite like it before. So that's been fun.
Okay.
I think that's it.
All right, Rich, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty well. It's been a good week. Lots of interesting videos on my channel. Not too much has changed since Thursday, aside from the fact that I'm still basking in the glow of turning the party against you.
What happened on Thursday? I asked.
Thursday, for those of you who weren't there, Thursday I GM'd a Dragon Age one-shot on Arthur's channel, and I managed to convince the party to betray him, and it was glorious.
Nice.
If you missed it, you should check it out on his YouTube channel. It was fantastic. Everybody had a huge amount of fun.
Let's be clear here. There were parts of it that I didn't find fun, but they were all system-based. None of it was Rich's fault. It was just the fact that stunts are dumb and stupid.
Yeah, it was pretty much what happened to us last time here on Skulls and Shackles happened to the rest of the party this Thursday. The GM was rolling exceptionally well, and the party members were rolling like ass.
I don't know that's the thing. It's literally just the only way to accomplish anything is by rolling a stunt. Your regular attacks will often have a 0 effect.
Or very, very, very little, like 1, 2, maybe 3.
Like they were doing to us. They were literally like 1 or 2ing, and then they'd stunt, and they'd be like, how's 40 damage sound? And I'm like, I have a liver.
It's a thing. It's a liver.
Yeah, but it was great to be able to sit down and spend some time with Jim.
I used to have a liver.
And yeah, it was a blast. Even though the mechanics of the game weren't all that strong, overall it was a good time. And so if anyone missed it, definitely go check it out. It's worth watching. I actually had my daughter watch it the other day, and she couldn't even sit up. She was laughing so hard when it came time that I pulled Adam away for the discussion.
So, Rich, you missed some comments on YouTube that were left on the Mech Warrior video, which is the first time you GM for me.
Yeah.
Some dude got super salty and posted a bunch of hugely white supremacist racist shit from Australia. And he was like, look at you blokes. I bet you don't make fun of Asians like this, just white people. And he left 3 or 4 comments, but the hilarious part was they were all so inflammatory. They all got picked up by YouTube's spam system. and were automatically deleted. And I sent him a message. I was like, listen up, bloke. If your messages are so terrible that YouTube automatically deletes them before anyone can read them, maybe you need to rethink your message, bro.
Nice.
I don't understand how we.
I checked out his YouTube
we
channel.
weren't
He's got a
exactly
video
being
about how
racist, I
white
mean.
people are being held down by social Marxism or some bullshit. And I was like, okay, dude,
Wow.
whatever.
Well, no, I didn't even know that was happening at all.
Wow.
Shoot, I could have so much fun with that.
I know, he's literally the worst. I'll see if I can find his Twitter account and send it to you. You can go troll him.
I absolutely love to troll people doing silly stuff like that.
Oh, I mean, he literally makes his whole internet career out of making really racist videos and using the word socialism a lot.
How do you make
That's
a
what I've been
living
doing
doing
wrong this whole time.
something
Yeah, man, you got to get into that hate speech game.
I'll just start saying how everyone on the planet is the worst, and then I'm the only decent human being left alive, and people will flock to the word of Sid Alpha, and it will be glorious.
So speaking of flocking, Dom, how are you doing this week? Did we lose you? Dom?
I don't think he can hear us. He's moving.
Dom?
I see his eyes moving.
Well, I was doing good till like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago, then it got super laggy.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I think he's
I
definitely
can
lagging.
hear y'all. It's really laggy. That's why I'm like, it's like happened like less than 10 minutes ago. Everything was like fine. I'm just chillaxing and lag.
Boom. See ya.
But anyway, got my mom a new car. She happy. It's blackberry color, which is like a dark blue. I'm not sure. Spent the day cleaning out, I guess, my room. Did actually a lot of laundry today. Washed all my, I guess, covers. I'm not really a big sheet kind of guy. I'm more of a cover kind of guy, so I have to wash them like, every so often. And I played with my godkid for like 3 hours, and I gave him dinner, and he was like, chillax. It's like, he never eats his dinner, and I'm like, well, maybe you should try sitting down with him and feeding him like I do, and talk to him while he eats.
That's really important, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's always easier when you're not the one that's there with him every day, too.
Yeah, I'll give him that, and I just did some dishes, and I told his granddad I'll probably come by after this and do some more dishes, and probably come back here and go to bed for work tomorrow. I did a lot of dishes today, at their house and my house.
Wow, you sound like energetic and stuff.
Yeah. I want to say I also cleaned my room today, but nowhere near as well as you did.
No, it's still junky. I still got to pick up all these hangers because, I have a bad habit of making a pile of hangers in the corner.
I should give you a picture of my hat bin sometime. I have so many hats, I now have a second bin. One on my left and one on my right.
I want to buy me a JoJo hat from the 3rd season. The one with the little hand that's like stop sign.
No.
I love me some JoJo. Especially the 1st season JoJo when he's such a gentleman. I don't do this because I want to. I do it because of honor.
All right. And on that note, let's jump to Adam. How about that Super Bowl, Adam? And how have you been since then?
Yeah,
Have you kissed Papa John's this week, buddy?
I did not get the Heart Baker pizza yesterday or today, whatever that was, with the Valentine heart-shaped pizza. But yeah, the city of Denver is very happy. They had a 1 million-person parade rally downtown. I am not a Denver fan. I just live here. But yeah, it is nice because people are just in the good mood, all week, and that's a nice thing for a city to kind of come together for that occasion. So yeah, a lot of smiling faces at work, a lot of a lot of droopy faces on Monday morning after celebrating too much. But it was it's fun. It's fun to see a city like get super excited.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of things that do that these days. You know, it's not like if the governor passes a education bill, people are like, yeah, more money for schools. You know, it takes like a football game for that stuff to happen. But life is good. We spent 4 hours eating yesterday at a restaurant. We went to a fondue restaurant for Valentine's Day.
Greatest fucking restaurant in the history of man.
It was pretty good. I mean, it's a franchise, The Melting Pot, so it's good. I mean,
good.
The waiter was
okay. All right, I can see why you might spend 4 hours there.
yeah.
With
They
strawberries with chocolate.
yeah, they start off with like the cheese fondue, and they break out the good cheese during like the Valentine's Day stuff. And then so you have a cheese fondue with bread or vegetables, and then you have like the main course, which is like an assortment of lobster tail, steak, chicken, pork, and that's more of like a vegetable broth. You throw your stuff in there, and then the dessert is just different types of chocolate fondue, and you throw marshmallows or brownies and just all types of junk. And so yeah, it's like, I mean, it's 4 hours of sitting down and eating slowly,
My
pacing
brother.
yourself.
My brother and his family, that's their favorite restaurant.
It's really good. I mean, for a franchise, I mean, it's really good. But it's the cool part was that the melting pot we went to, it wasn't like in a shiny new building. It was in Louisville, Colorado, which is like an old mining town. So like the building itself was like, it feels like you're kind of like in a fancy mine shaft, but it's like nice woodwork. The building's probably like 1880s, 1870s. So it's
Have
a cool.
you been in a mine shaft before?
No, but I'm saying it's like
Okay.
it has this architecture that
I have.
been like built on top of itself.
Okay.
It's just a really old building.
All right. I mean, having
It's not like a
lived in
mine
coal
shaft.
country, Pennsylvania, mine shafts are terrifying and cold and horrible, and I would never want to eat in one.
Yeah, the mine shaft analogy was probably really bad. I couldn't think of a building that it like the structure it felt like, but a lot of old wood. But yeah, it was good. It was nice to spend that time stuffing myself silly.
Yeah, I'm from the deep south. You don't dig a hole in the ground if you're smart. Try to live in it. That'd be bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Well, I've been playing XCOM 2, which I
live in
finally
Georgia,
beat.
so that's the horrible idea. We're at water level, so it's like it's.
Well, not all of Georgia's at water level. In fact, very few of it. It's close, though. I would say it's close, but you're nowhere near as bad as Florida or
Oh, yeah.
Louisiana. My God.
Yep.
I'm in Savannah, so we're right
Oh yeah.
next
Well, I
to
mean, when
water.
you're on the coast, that's. Yep.
I could walk to the beach.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I could go swimming in the ocean.
I got some XCOM in. I finally beat it. It took me like 36 to 40 hours. It was a shit ton of fun. And at the end of the game, there's a graphics bug that causes it to flip the color code out. So everything switches to either red, blue, or green. And with those being the only three colors on the screen, there were people that were like, Arthur, how can you keep playing this? I'm literally blind! And I was like, I'm just putting my sunglasses on and I'm going to finish the game and then I'll be done forever. I also beat Firewatch, which is just a really amazing game. It's a first-time release from a new studio called Campo Santo, and it was super great. You should definitely play it, everyone. I feel like it's a game for everyone except people under the age of 13.
That's nice.
I'm gonna have to go look that up now. 'Cause I
Yeah,
still
I
don't even
mean,
know
the
what it
beginning of the
is.
game involves your dog dying and a serious discussion about your wife having early onset Alzheimer's.
Good Lord.
And the beginning of the game is you being like, I'm going to leave my wife in a hospital and run off into the woods to become a fire volunteer and not deal with my problems. And the rest of the game is an extremely serious discussion as to the state of mental health, kind of like the sanctity of marriage and family, and whether or not it's really you that's the crazy one. Also, it has Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I'll be doing a review on that game here in the next day or two, as I just finished it the other day.
The YouTube blurb says Firewatch took away our ability to be good people.
I disagree with that. Wow. I mean, there's a way you could play the game and be a bad person.
Well-
I played the game and I was like, I'm gonna be a good person. I'm gonna be an honorable dude. I'm not gonna do anything that would destroy my marriage. And they definitely had plenty of opportunities where they were like, hey man, wanna cheat? I was like, no.
Yeah, I
Stop.
definitely
I don't want to smoke
back
that
and forth.
cigarette. Get out of my face with that gateway drug, bro.
Oh.
All right, so let's talk about Skulls and Shackles then.
Hey.
I'm about to ask the question that always terrifies me. Who remembers what happened last time?
You mean last time when we rolled horribly and our entire fleet got absolutely annihilated and we were captured and we were being taken before the traitor that we've been hunting for so long?
Yeah.
That
was
last
a pretty
time?
good sum. That was a good summation. Very quick.
I think the whole losing our entire fleet pretty much covered it.
Yeah.
And Marcus lost his do-rag, which he's
And also, I was
very
talking
put
that
out.
loot that we should be getting. So, what, did he have anything on his body?
No time to retroactively loot his dead body. I want to point out anything he might have had was on your ship when it got sunk.
Plus,
you
anything we
told-
looted would have been taken from us anyways.
Yeah, you're prisoners now. So, as a recall,
We're gonna
as
get
to
it back.
the situation you're currently in, you have been captured by a woman named Adelita Della Rosa. She is the second in command for Barnabas Harrigan's forces and was the commander, the admiral of his fleet, which he sent against your island. You sailed on her flagship, which was one of the few ships to survive the battle, part of a strong contingent of the only squadron that walked away, or sailed away, floated away, of warships that returned back home. In the process, you saw the soldiers on the ship bring out some gongs. In the process of... Oh, man, I keep saying in the process. As a result of that, a giant, enormous, super large sea serpent, many times bigger than the ship, popped out of the water and didn't instantly crush the ship. You sailed through a secret sea cave tunnel into the inner part of what is called... I think it's called Garnet Island? Maybe it's Gannett Island. It is Gannett Island. Bags were placed over your head, and you were dragged inside of Barnabas Harrigan's fortress. You have a agreement with Adelita Della Rosa. She will investigate as best she can your claims that Barnabas Harrigan is in fact the traitor to the Shackles, and do her best to protect you while you're here. So, the first thing that happens is, with the bags over your head, all of your clothes and magical items are removed from you, and you're thrown into a prison cell where your hoods are removed, and any facial magical items such as headbands and such are equally removed. At that point, your captor makes himself known. And says,
Yeah.
So, welcome. I just wanted to tell you that I'm the commander of the prison here. My name is Gilbrock the Tongue. For obvious reasons. Now, I understand some of you I might have trouble containing. Normally, we don't allow sorcerers or those with magic to live because they try to escape and weird shit like that happens. So, I wanted to bring in an old friend who your Captain Sifrig might recognize. And the door to your area swings open very briefly, and a woman wearing essentially just like brown sackcloth is kicked in. She's got chains on her legs and on the back of her arms. And it looks like she has no hands, no tongue, and no eyes.
Holy crap.
She has very specific tattoos across her arms, which seem very familiar to you, Scourge. She also has blazing red hair, which is currently very darkened by dirt and mud and general uncleanliness. Can you roll an intelligence check or a knowledge local check to see if you recognize this person?
Who, me?
Yes, you're the only
Okay.
one who would actually know who this is.
That is which one? Knowledge or
Knowledge
intelligence
local
or knowledge?
intelligence.
I actually have some. No, I don't. No local, so it's going to be a straight up int roll, which is just bad for me. Unless this is something that I absolutely positively have to roll or fail the game. Come on, Arthur, say it. Come on.
No, you don't. Nothing will happen if you fail this.
What?
You just won't know who it is.
No space.
Sorry, buddy.
All
You still rolled fucking amazing
19.
anyway. Was that a knowledge local or was that intelligence?
right. Intelligence. I don't
Okay,
have
well then, yeah.
no
You know
clue.
exactly who this is. It's Peppery Longfarthing. She was the sorcerer commander of the Wormwood. You rarely, if ever, saw her, but she's well known for being much like Marcus, in that anytime the Wormwood would come up against an opponent, she would set them on fire with a chain of fireballs.
I like her already.
Yeah.
And as noted, she has no hands, no tongue, and no eyes. And so Gilbrock the Tongue says, "Now, I understand your man there, what's his name, Miki? If you attempt to use any magics to escape in any way, I'm going to have to do all of these terrible things to you, and then it's going to get much, much worse. Now, I need to know that you're all going to cooperate. So I'm going to place some poisoned bowls of stew here and push them into your cells. If you'll drink it, you'll all fall asleep. Then we're going to chain you up, and we'll have a fun interrogation time. If you don't cooperate, one of you is going to lose a hand. I'll just leave it to chance. I've got here an 8-sided die."
Nice.
And so the food slot on the door opens up, and 4 steaming hot bowls of like noodle soup are pushed in. It's pretty obvious that they're poisoned. They've got like weird purple dye color that's currently swimming in there. It's like no one actually stirred it up after they poured the poison in.
See, now that's just rude.
Aces, you have something to say? You're holding a hand up.
Shouldn't there be 5 of us?
No, Sammy was not thrown in there.
Okay, fair enough. I shrug my shoulder and say,
Yeah. Not a whole lot we can do about it, y'all. I mean, can you describe the room we're in?
Yes, I can. Let's take a closer look. And to be clear, he's not actually in the room that you're in. He's
Yeah.
outside the door.
I was pretty sure he was not that foolish.
Uh,
Because this would be over already.
so, the room that you're in
see the
appears
butt
to
knuckles
be
come out of nowhere.
the room you're in appears to be a combination of a treasure vault and a prison cell. There's just heaping piles of gold, numerous like gold bar doubloon coins, but interestingly, there's also stacks and stacks of legal paper on like very stiff board, edged in gold, that are like deeds to properties, to ships, to houses, businesses. But on the walls, there's also chains to lock people up on. There are no like magical weapons in here. It's just giant piles of money and like silks and clothes, but also the walls filled with chains to lock people up on and like torture implements. Looking out to the west part of the facility, you can see out the windows through the very thin cracks there that you are on the second floor of the facility. Looking out to the west, you see maybe 15 feet away is the giant rock wall of Gannett Island. So the island is shaped like a dome, and then the interior part of the island was cut out, and there's fortress put inside it, and you're on the second floor of that fortress, and there's like an air chimney that leads out, and that's what your prison cell / treasury looks out onto, is that air tunnel that leads out to the sky.
And the door obviously is sturdy enough that we're not going to have a lot of luck with it.
Yeah.
Doors
It's
in
also
Pathfinder
obvious. I think that aces can make the check on a 1. The door, for the rest of you, probably would be very difficult to tell. But the door is trapped. Any attempt to open it will set off 6 poison spikes from the floor. They'll just, if you attempt to, like, jimmy the lock or anything, it's the same thing on the other side. So anyone trying to open the door on either side will get spiked.
Wow. Is there a grate or
They
something?
really want us to stay in here.
Is there a grate or something on the door?
Yeah, there's
He's
like
talking to us
a
through?
grate you can. That's how you see him, is
Like
through
a
this
little
grate.
slot?
And then there's like a meal slot where he just pushed these bowls of noodle soup through.
Dang it. I don't. I'll look at the other guys. I don't really. I don't see a lot of options here, y'all.
At this particular juncture, I don't think our time is right for us to be making any rash decisions at the moment anyways.
Yeah.
When you say that, the form of Peppery Longfarthing is kind of sobbing on the floor, but without a tongue, it just comes out as like.
That's pretty hideous.
So she's missing both hands and her tongue?
Yeah.
And her eyes.
And her eyes.
Yes.
You see me, you poor, poor soul.
So, to be clear, with all of those deficiencies, it's impossible for her to cast most spells.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And he's threatened to do it to you, Marcus, if anyone in your party doesn't
All right.
cooperate.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to. I don't see that we. At this point, I don't see that we have a lot of options. Plus, we're really hoping that I'm not going to say this out loud, but the crew knows that we're hoping this other captain was going to find enough evidence to support our claim that what's his name's the traitor. All right, I'll drink the stupid stew.
You see Aces reach for the bowl and then go ahead and start drinking it, and I said, this seems familiar for some reason. Like in a past life, I had to do this.
Okay.
Arthur know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea, actually.
Racial spell like.
Remember, I got reincarnated, so I lost my memory of my backstory for being in a prison.
Oh, yeah, you've been in prison before. Okay.
Fort save?
If you drink this, you're going to have to make so many fort saves you'll eventually fail.
Oh, okay.
They literally are just like, poison, bloop, 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 bloop.
And let's add some soup for
Does it
flavor.
at least taste decent?
No, it actually tastes horrible. It literally tastes like squid ink.
Nice.
You see me shout out, my kingdom for some Baileys. I mean, basil.
I was going to say bay leaves. I don't know that you want that directly. I normally remove those after the flavor is soaked in.
No, I meant to say basil, my bad.
Yeah, basil. No,
Oh,
that's good.
or should I say the British way?
Oh,
Basil.
basil?
Basil.
Basil is a person's name.
The
Basil
British
is the
way.
name of the food.
But for some reason, the English hookers pronounce it basil, which is like what?
So Aces is drinking the soup. Scourge, you're also drinking it?
Yeah.
All right. Marcus? I see your face. You gonna drink the soup?
I'm trying to figure out some way not to, but... So we're not even chained up right now?
Nope.
Can we take time to search around just for clues? Take a 20 and just like scour the cell for anything.
I mean, he's sitting here watching you. If that's something you want
Oh,
to do...
he's gonna stay there. Okay.
Yeah,
got
he's
it.
waiting for you guys to drink the soup. There's nothing physically stopping you from doing that instead of drinking the soup. If you want to do that, you can.
I will drink the soup, but the last mouthful I spit out as hard as I can straight through the grating.
Okay.
Oh.
And I think it's really... You said the last mouthful? So your last mouthful, your mouth is numb, so instead of spitting it, you just kind of dribble it down the front of your
Nice
in
effort,
Marcus's
though.
mind, it's just an epic spray that catches the guy right in the eyes, and in real life, it's just like someone who just got out of the dentist's office, and it's just...
So Gilbrock takes his extremely long kiss tongue and goes, "So, lady, will you also drink the soup?" as you watch Aces, Scourge, and Marcus all kind of collapse in their respective corners.
I will plug my nose and then drink the soup.
It's still
And,
super horrible.
Yeah. Follow suit.
Okay, so, Aces, you wake up first to someone poking you with, like, a cattle brand. It's not heated, but they're just, like, poking you with a brand. You are hanging by chains from the ceiling, and then your waist is like, chained to the wall, and your legs are chained to the floor. So you're, like, pulled tight in every direction. You can see that Lara, Scourge, and Marcus all have been, and yourself, have all been dressed in simple robes and are in equally dire straits. Gilbrock is in the cell with you and is poking you with this brand and says, "What's your name, boy?" Tom?
Ace is a war song.
I see.
Did you hear me? Ace is a war song.
Yeah. So, I'm curious. I've never met anyone quite like you. What sort of half-breed are you?
Half orc, half elf. 100% badass.
Curious. You don't mind if I take a little blood for my experiments, do you? You know, for posterity.
Oh, you love blood magic too?
Well, I don't precisely use blood all of the time, but I was hoping to work up a form of a limited clone spell.
I'm just saying it works better if you had as like my mask. It really amps up the blood magic, if you know what I mean.
Well, let's talk about that further in just a moment, but I have some other questions for you. Now, they say that torture is ineffective. I hear that all the time. It's just not true. Torture is extremely effective. Let me ask you, though, Mr. Aces, do you think torture will be effective against you? I'm curious. And then he, like, gets up in your face, and he's, like, about to lick you, and he's like, do you think torture will be effective in your particular case? Just how much of a badass are you?
Depending on what you want to know, like if it's simple questions, I can answer them.
But what about the questions you won't answer? What am I going to do then? Should I just beat you like some sort of thug? Do you have a preferred method?
Best way to go is probably for the arteries. That's where all the kelp pretty much goes through.
I see. You want me to cut your arteries.
That's probably the best type of torture.
That sounds like a
'Cause
good
you-
way to kill you.
You say kill, I say torture.
Well, here's the thing. Most badasses like yourself, and he's like walking in front of you, so you can like watch him cross your field of vision. Most badasses like yourself, they can handle a lot of pain and a lot of emotional damage before they break. I don't know that I have that much time. So to speed things up, instead of hurting you, I'm going to hurt her. And he points over at Laris. And I'm going to start by cutting her arteries, as you've requested. So if anything you tell me, I don't like the answer, or if I think you're lying, I'm going to start there. Do we understand each other?
Question, what if it's true and you don't like the answer?
I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
Okay.
Are you ready?
No! Go right ahead.
All right then. What is the nature of your relationship with the crewman named Markin?
It's a complicated relationship. Like, he's always rushing in the combat and wanting to blow up everything, and I'm like trying to, work the angle, because, going direct is not always the best choice of words. And also, he's Raha Doom. He doesn't believe in the gods. You believe in the gods, right?
Oh, me? I believe that there are otherworldly forces who occasionally watch out for us and grant us vast magical powers. I guess that's a god.
See? But I kind of roll my eyes. Unfortunately, the sorcerer don't believe in that stuff, even though it's right in front of him on an average day. It's kind of silly, but, I'm not going to force my will upon others, you know what I mean? But I respect him. He does his job, and he has heart.
I see. And how do you feel about the woman here? Any difficulties you've had in the recent times?
In my opinion, she's a little too soft. Her uncle, that was a man. That was a very sexy man.
So Gilbrock's tongue extends all the way out, and he goes, "Oh, do tell."
Yeah. What was your character, Adam? What was your whole character name?
Alaris.
Alaris.
Are you talking
Yeah,
about
Alaris?
my-
Alaris was.
You talking about the
Oracle.
Oracle? Or are you talking about books?
I think he's
Navardi?
talking about Alaris. I don't know that Ace is
I'm
ever
talking
new
about the
books.
Oracle, the one that's the uncle.
Okay, yeah, that's Alaris, yeah.
I knew books for a little bit. Yeah, Loris was our healer of divine casting. Unfortunately, he didn't make it on the island with the Cyclops. Oh yeah, Cyclops are real. They're very real.
Oh. So you can see him take the cattle prod and start prodding Laris in the neck. He's like, I thought we agreed that we weren't going to lie to each other. Now you're telling me fairy tales about Cyclopses? Come now, Mr. Aces.
Trust me, there's no lying in that. If you want to see them, they're there. Can I make a diplomacy check on that?
Yeah. What's the purpose of this diplomacy check? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, the purpose that I'm not lying and being direct with him that I've seen Cyclopses, and I don't believe it myself, but I've seen them, and they
Okay.
killed her uncle.
All right, you're just trying to convince him that Cyclopses are real.
Yeah.
So he nods and says, "Well, I appreciate how forthcoming you've been. Now, I'm going to give you some more of that delicious soup, and then I'm going to ask you the same questions again in a few hours. Let's hope that your answers are exactly the same. Good night now." And he gets like a funnel and puts it into your mouth and then starts pouring that weird inky purple liquid. Scourge, you wake up next, and everyone around you is asleep.
Before you put the funnel in there, can I at least have some basil in there?
He's like, "Basil? What do you think this is, Andor? We're in the middle of the tropics. It's not like we just have basil lying around to feed prisoners. Good night." So, Scourge, when you wake up, you're in the exact same situation. Chained to the wall, the floor, the ceiling. Everyone
Right,
around you is
'cause I
asleep. You're being poked by a cattle prod. I'm sorry, cattle brand. And Gilbrock is like, "Oh, good day, Captain Sifrig. Now, Barnabas really wants to talk to you, but I've convinced him that I should probably interrogate you first. You see, he's rather upset that you stole one of his ships and killed his officers. I'd just like a quick recounting of everything that happened during the Man's Promise incident." I think you're muted.
Well, first off, the name is Pirate Lord Scourge. I haven't been a captain in a very long time.
Of course, Pirate
Second.
Lord Sifrig.
Second, we only killed him because they were trying to kill us, and they had already mutinied with the ship. Is he anywhere within reach?
Technically, yes. Remember that you're chained.
Yeah.
Your arms are up. Your legs are chained down. But yeah,
Right.
he's within like a foot and a half of you.
Okay. How do I feel about these chains?
They look
We'll take a look.
pretty solid.
Yeah.
They're made out of iron rather than steel,
Oh. Okay.
and they're like kettle iron chains. They're the kind of things you would use to dock ships.
Ugh.
You know, like big, thick iron chains, like huge.
Well, I got to give it a try anyway.
You're gonna try to strength check your way out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
gonna give it I'm gonna give it a rage. We'll at least put up a fight here. I know it's not gonna work, but it's worth a try. Oh, come on. Oh,
Yeah,
good
you
grief. Come on.
Wait, what did you
Oh,
roll
no.
before? Yeah, you struggle kind of futilely after entering a rage.
Wow, that's weak. That's just embarrassing.
So
Good
Gilbrock moves away from you as you start struggling and puts the cattle brand beside Maelstrom's face and then does like a few experimental golf swings and says, Captain, I knew I forgot something. The torture discussion, I forget that you can't hear me when you're asleep. If you try to escape or do anything I don't like, or answer questions incorrectly, instead of torturing you, I'm gonna hurt your friends. Do we understand each other?
You're assuming, first off, that I have friends. And I absolutely cannot wait till I get the chance to kill you. I will be happy to do it with my bare hands.
I'll hold you to that.
Can't wait. It's a date. Bring wine.
So he stands back in front of you and gets his giant tongue out and is like hanging in front of your nose because you're a dwarf and he's taller than you.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh, it's a date indeed."
Is he real? Is he really right in front of my nose?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bite that son of a bitch.
Okay.
All right.
Can you make
Attack.
like a CMB roll?
See him roll.
You need to take your dex away because you're currently chained to a wall.
Ability is only strength anyway on CMB. I get
Okay.
Dex on CMD, but it's not that great. Well, I'm still raging, so I get a plus 13. Go for it, baby.
Okay. You.
And this is actually I should get a +1 because it's unarmed, but I forgot, and I'm underground.
Did you roll? Oh, wow, 15.
Wow, I rolled a freaking 2. Are you kidding me?
You're actually not underground.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I thought we were
the
underneath the
facility
cliff.
is carved into the ground, but you're not. There's like nothing over top of it.
Okay, all right.
You're not on a
God,
ship.
that's weak. I can't believe that. All right.
So as he
that
sees you,
seems-
goes for his nose. It's very close. You almost get to biting him, and he steps back. And then he starts taking the cattle prod and just beating Marcus in the stomach with it.
Okay.
Just like. This is Captain.
Am I awake?
No, you're still poisoned to sleep. I really don't want to do this as much as you think I might. I mean, I do want to do it, but not as much as you think I might want to do it. Anyway, listen, the point is, I need to know the details of the man's promise mission. You said someone was mutinying in the first place. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
All right. Well, Scourge is going to be a heck of a lot better remembering this than I am. But
Okay.
Barnabas had not Barnabas.
The officers were Mr. Plug and Master Scourge.
Yeah. Plug and Scourge separated, and we had 2 ships at that point, right? The Wormwood and
Man's Promise.
the Man's Promise. Plug and then Scourge separated the ships and were taking them to be squibbed so that they could get away with the Man's Promise, right? They were going to return the Wormwood.
This is a really good recap episode.
Yeah, and they sent us to get water and had the crew try to kill us when we were undefended on the beach, and we managed to kill the crew. And when we got back to the ship, the crew had mutinied and killed all the officers. So we didn't actually kill anybody.
So it was a double mutiny then.
They had full intent of killing us. We had no intention of mutinying. We were resigned to our fate, but not going to stand around and get killed.
So I'm very curious. Why would you take the name Scourge?
Because I took the whip from him.
Oh. So you gotta keep the legend alive.
And he asked me himself to keep the legend alive before he died painfully and messily.
So he stops beating Marcus and moves to in front of you, but out of your dwarven leap reach, and says, "Now that I've taken your whip from you, should I call myself Scourge the Tongue?"
You haven't earned it. You can't. And I think the consequences wouldn't be very good for you. Of course, it's not going to matter because I'm going to kill you anyway, so
Oh, Captain.
just can't wait. I'm getting more
Assuming
excited
his story
about it.
is true, why wouldn't you report back to Barnabas Harrigan? I mean, you saved his life during the boarding action, didn't you?
Yes. Well, he was my captain after all.
Why wouldn't you respect him enough to return with the ship? You would have been greatly rewarded, perhaps even given an officer position.
I honestly don't. Craig doesn't honestly remember.
You can. I mean, that can also be Sifrig's answer.
I know there were good reasons at the time, but honestly, I just don't remember. There's been a whole lot of ale since then.
Now, I have one more question to ask you. It's about the one they call the Blood Fist, Navardi. I want to know what happened to him exactly. The very last thing I heard was that he killed his master, the teacher of blood magic.
He did. And he died, and his soul was drug off by his sponsors, shall we say?
Sponsors?
Yeah.
I don't suppose you'd care to elaborate?
I can't say that I know. I don't know anything about him other than they pulled his soul out and drug it away.
And where exactly did his research go?
Bottom of the deeps.
Very unfortunate. I don't suppose you'd happen to remember where he died at.
Somewhere on the ocean is all I remember.
It's a big ocean.
It is a big ocean. It was in the Shackles. It was
Thank you, Captain. That's so very helpful.
between some islands. Man, I don't know.
That's all I need for now, Captain. Why don't you enjoy this delicious poison?
God darn. I can't believe there's absolutely nothing that I can do here. This is so irritating. Of course, I don't really deserve anything because I lost my entire damn fleet, so...
Solaris, you're awakened next. But it's not Gilbrock the Tongue that wakes you up. It's Adelita Della Rosa. And you are in the same position as everyone else, except that Adelita is like taking a wet washcloth and like washing her face, and she says, "Oh, you're awake."
Now, this is the woman that took
She
us
led the
captive.
fleet and captured all of
Right.
you. Are you doing okay, Laris? I think you're muted.
I am.
Oh,
Yep.
no, there we go.
I am. I've been better, to be honest. Where are my officers and my captain?
As you look around, you see that they're hanging on the walls with you.
Ah, gotcha. I look up and they're like, oh. I assume they're still alive.
They should be fine. I've been checking on you every few days.
What do you want from us?
I'm working on something. I'm trying to get into the captain's private study, but I'm going to need a little more time. You just have to hold out. Make sure to let Scourge to say nothing about the deal we have together. You got that? Say nothing about our deal.
Very well. I will keep it to myself. And I will tell him, if he's awake, the next time I see him, to also keep the deal silent.
Alright, is there anything I can get you?
A lockpick? A
Well,
hairpin?
I think the only thing that could help us
Lockpick, battle axe.
would be our spell components.
So she looks around and says, "That'd be very dangerous to give 3 extremely powerful Arcanists their spell component pouches back. I think I can get you yours back, Laris. Your friends seem a bit more dangerous than you are, if you know what I mean. But if I give this to you, you can't do anything with it. It's just for safekeeping, understand?"
She nods.
And with you being chained to the wall, it's going to be hard to cast spells anyway. It's, again, just to make you feel better. Alright?
I nod again.
Here, drink this so that Gilbrock doesn't know that you were awake. And she holds up like a teacup filled with poison liquid that she just pours in there. This one smells a bit different than the other ones you've been given. It smells like cinnamon, and it looks like the poison that you were administered to all the characters at the very beginning of the show. the very first episode.
I remember the cinnamon.
Do you drink it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she pours it down your throat, and the next time you wake up, all of you are awake, and you've been unchained from the walls. And there's like a platter with food on the floor. It's like a Moroccan deal where it's got like 9 different entrees, and there's like a food plate that's just fruit, and there's another one that's like a steaming hot chicken pie. There's another one that's shredded beef with like carrots and broccoli and other steamed vegetables. So each plate is basically huge, and there are 9 of them, and they're just left on the floor. And again, all of you have been unchained.
Detect
So I'm gonna-
magic, detect poison.
I'm gonna also.
As a sorcerer, do you have eschew materials as
No.
defeat? Okay. You must have traded away for something. I don't know that you'd be able to cast without that. You see here.
Did you? Or he might not know he has it.
Yeah, I mean, he almost certainly should have it.
I
Yeah,
think Marcus
you gain
might not know
eschew
he-
materials at the first level as a bonus feat. As a
Oh, that's
sorcerer,
right.
Unless you trade it away for some sort of archetype.
No.
Are you saying no, you don't have it, or no, you didn't trade it away?
I didn't trade it away. I think that may have been Beans when I first set up the character. This was like my first character creation ever. I probably just missed it.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, you can cast detect magic, and then let's see. You also wanted to cast detect poison.
And I'm also gonna
Detect
cast.
magic is only verbal somatic anyway, so.
Yep. I'm just double checking for everything.
Yep.
I'm also gonna cast Zone of Silence, which is just verbal and somatic as well.
Okay, your spell component pouch has been returned to you, Laris.
Oh, sweet.
You can feel it like tied under. Someone has like tied a rope around your waist, and the bag is hanging around your waist underneath your robe.
So Zone of Silence is lasts 12 hours, and essentially we can have conversations without other people eavesdropping. And so I'm just gonna like get everyone together, make sure that if we're telling a story, we get our story straight, and then I'll relay the information about keeping the bargain secret.
Okay, so Marcus, there's no poison in this food, nor is it magical. Some of the deeds in the room, however, are magical.
Some of the what's?
Deeds, the pieces of paper that are outlined,
Oh,
like big
okay.
legalese. It's like huge,
Right.
thick, almost cardboard-like, very, or what they used to write those big fake checks on type of material.
Yeah.
And
Poster
then
board?
they're outlined in gold around the rim. Some of those are magical.
Definitely gravitate towards those.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe once I've checked and made sure the food is okay, I like grab some and go inspect the magical items that I saw.
Okay. So let's see here. Make a knowledge arcana. Okay, so do you want to check the school of magic involved? Or do you want to check to see what spell might be involved or magic item?
What spell might be involved?
So that would be spellcraft if you want to make one real quick.
Spellcraft.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you can't use spellcraft because this isn't a specific magical item. You'll have to use knowledge arcana to identify the spell type. This
At a
is
25?
okay. You identify a faint aura that lingers overwhelmingly of the Abjuration School. So it's not
Okay,
very strong, but it's stayed here for quite a while.
Can I narrow that down to a specific spell from
You
there?
cannot. But for instance, using that knowledge, you know it's a spell of 3rd level or lower that has been around for at least 1d6 days. There aren't many spells that fall into that category. It's basically a guessing game where you have to go through all the abjuration spells. Or just be like, abjuration, this is what I know about spells of that type. And there are 3 different objects with that abjuration effect on them. It all appears to be the same abjuration effect. Did you want to examine those particular items more closely?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Let's see here. Boop, boop, boo, doo, boo. Boo, doo, 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 boop, boop, boo, doo, 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 boo.
I have a question. Has it been like a while since we ate? I'm not sure how days work here.
Yeah, you're not really sure how long it's been, but all of you feel pretty hungry and thirsty.
You
Okay.
see me chowing down like, and I offer Lara some food as a gentleman while stuffing my face.
She accepts it gladly, but doesn't, eats it more politely.
I'm sorry, I'm a savage.
Marcus, as you're reading a line of text, there are some words that have a symbol in the middle of them. So it's like a line of text, and behind it is like a huge watercolor print of an Ouroboros. And they say, to the reader in the first degree, we refer to Part 35, subsection B5. And as you're reading that, the Ouroboros rises off of the page and becomes an ink-like snake and attempts to strike you on the hand. I need you to make a reflex save.
It's like my first reflex save ever.
Okay. You are engulfed in a shimmering amber field. You are immobilized. You cannot age, breathe, grow hungry, sleep, or regain spells. You are left in a state of suspended animation. So while Aces sits down and starts eating and then starts offering Lara's food, Marcus walks up to this pile of documents and then is just
So he's
and is surrounded by
obviously-
an orange shimmering obvious force
Yeah.
field.
Okay, well, that's just great. Maybe one of you, magic guys, would
That's
take a
just
look
lovely.
and see what the heck. Actually, we've only got one left, don't we? No, you guys are both arcane cat masters. Anybody know what the heck is going on with Marcus? It looks bad.
I'll roll a spellcraft since I think we noticed it.
Is it spellcraft or magic arcana?
I think you can both roll spellcraft when you see the spell effect go off.
Okay, give me a sec.
Okay. Yeah, Laris, you recognize he was on the receiving end of a sepia snake sigil effect.
15.
Nice.
Sweet.
Has it been long enough that I can pray for spells?
Oh yeah, it's definitely been more than one day.
Okay, because I'm going to do that. That's
Okay, that's one less. Because I don't have my headband right now.
Now, as an oracle, do you need a focus?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, you don't need a divine focus. Yep. And no one actually knows you're a spellcaster on Team Evil.
No.
So
That's That's actually, I was just about to say, we have a really, really strong advantage here. I have stone shape, but I don't think that'll let me do like a wall and change it into something else, will it?
That might actually.
It just says you can change stone into any shape you desire.
Yeah, you could like turn a stone wall into like a stone archway.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, because I already have stone shape memorized. I could use that to make an
Are
opening,
you sure you
and
have
then
stone shape? That's like 3rd level, man.
it's third. I have 3rd level spells.
Wow.
I'm 5th
Rockin'.
level oracle.
You're way stronger than I anticipated.
Yeah. And stone shape is actually the one that was on the spreadsheet that I sent you. I have that one. I figured that was a very dwarvish thing to take. So.
Go Teen Dwarf.
But yeah. So we have a way out if we're ready to do whatever, but we need to make sure we can get to.
Unfortunately, we're down a man as I point back to Marcus while eating.
Yeah, obviously we got to figure that one out. Can you guys look outside and see if there's someone watching our cell? Are we under guard or are we just under lock and key?
Can I stealthily go to the thing and check it out?
Yeah, can you make a stealth check?
Okay. This
Well, we're
will be
under
at
silence,
a
so-
-6 because I don't have my gear right now.
Well, we're also under a silent spell, so
So a 37.
Are you including any bonus from the silent spell on that?
Oh, I'm not adding that to it now.
Okay, good, because you wouldn't get any. And this is let's see here.
Yeah, because I don't have my armor to add the +5, and I'm down 1 dex because of no belt.
How far down did you say you were?
6.
Okay, so 37, yeah. When you go to the door, you see that there is a larger, more mundane storeroom as opposed to the magical treasury you're currently locked in. In the next room is, if you've been playing or watching XCOM, it's essentially a gigantic chrysalid. It is a 10-foot tall bouquet of insectile claws sprouting from a 3-legged multi-eyed beast. So it just is just like a walking oval with claws coming out of it at every direction. And when you go to the door, you can see it turns on its tripod legs to face one of the legs strongly towards you, and many of its eyes pivot your way, and its claws start clicker-clackering, and you hear a voice that sounds basically like the Grim Reaper call out to you in your brain that goes, "Yes, step outside the door. My bargain with Barnabas Harrigan will keep you in there, but once you exit, your soul is forfeit, mortal."
So, the stairs that are on the other side of us,
-1.
can we see
I figure out what it is.
Do you have
Out
knowledge
any-
planes?
Yes. That would
Okay,
be
go
a
ahead.
20.
Okay, with a 20, you don't know exactly what this creature is. You recognize it as a evil extraplanar daemon. Daemons are hunters of souls who use
basically-
souls as a form of currency.
And they like, what's the name of it? That's like disasters or a certain type of death, right?
Each one of them amplifies a specific form of death or decay, yes. Craig, where were you going? You were asking about stairs?
Well, I was asking about the stairs. We can't see any of that. All we can see is straight out the front of the door, right?
I think you could probably see the stairs. What's the question?
Well, I was more concerned about these, not these. But we can see this over here looks like a stairwell.
Yes, you see 2 stairwells. Both of them go down.
Okay. So, if I stone shape an arch here, we can just go downstairs and ignore it.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
sorry, actually this bottom one doesn't go down, it goes up.
Oh,
This one goes up.
okay. Well, still, we can shape it up from here.
Yes.
You guys
Wait, are
want
we
to?
on a map?
You guys want to try to fight it, or you want to just leave?
Unfortunately, we can't do anything about this guy, and if we leave him behind, you know what they're going to do to him.
What guy?
I point to Marcus.
Marcus is currently being held in an amber force field. He can't.
Yeah.
He's in
He's-
suspended animation. Can't move.
Yeah, but I mean, we can move him, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He's just suspended. He's not like glued to the floor.
Let's see here.
He's probably
If I
not.
could turn back time.
He's probably not a third of my body weight. I mean, my
I don't think
so.
you can move him. You can break the seal containing him, but I don't think you can move him otherwise.
Oh, okay. So can I physically break the?
Yeah, I mean you could just punch it a bunch.
Oh,
I just had a weird image enter my head, like so many of those TV shows and everything, where someone's frozen in place or whatever, and they're getting wheeled out in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tuck you under my arm and walk off, man. All right. I guess I'll start working on it.
Okay, you're just gonna kung fu action.
Just-
I mean,
Yeah. Just,
again, you always have your butt knuckles, so you could literally whip those things out. And just
absolutely.
start-
Sorry, Marcus.
After a few minutes of work, you managed to destroy the force field.
paralyzed.
So, for you, Marcus, what's happened is you were reading a book, and then all of a sudden, Scourge is standing in front of you with his knuckles out, punching you in the face.
God, why? Don't touch me with those things. I know where they.
Do you know where those have been? All right. I will
Do it.
explain to him.
Oh, look. Marcus has a brown nose.
Hey,
We'll explain to him the prison thing and.
Can't believe I
Wow,
fell
that's
for such an
terrible.
obvious trick.
Yeah, it kind of hurts. Okay, so here's. Do we want to try to just go find the caster? What's it? And just ignore this big thing? Because I can get us out of here without encountering it if we don't. If it doesn't detect us getting down the hallway.
Well, with my zone of silence, I can also throw us a invisibility sphere, and we can just.
Well, it unfortunately detected Maelstrom inside the zone of silence, so I'm not convinced. It probably has something along the lines of either tremor sense or a aura. What is it called? Where you can sense living things, life sense, or blind sense, or blind sight, or one of those things that Pathfinder lets you get around all the silly rules you want with. And we don't have the oil of blah blah to not be detected, so yeah, I mean we just leave. Question is up or down? Up's easy. Down is
Well,
a little more.
it might be able to detect us, but nobody else would be able to.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just a question of whether we can get out of this room without him squeezing down the stairwell. I mean, even if he is squeezed, he's still going to be a lot easier to fight than he is out in the open.
8 points.
Okay. Are we ready?
Well, see, we don't even know what level we're on, though, do we?
You know you're on the second floor of 3.
Okay.
Second of 3.
So yeah, they won't expect us to go up. They're going to think we're going to escape by going down. We could just go up and see what's up on the 3rd floor.
I have a question.
Sure.
We made a deal with what's her name.
Uh-huh.
Are we going to abandon that?
Um,
Or tough it out while she tries to find some form of proof? Act as decoy for her.
That's a good question.
yeah, we did actually tell her we would One of my officers told her on my behalf that we would, so yeah, okay, yeah. Well, if nothing else, it's a plan for later.
I mean, if it comes time for us to actually break out, then yes, up would be the way to go because only a lunatic would go away from the escape route.
Yeah, nobody
And so
expects
that
a
is something
Spanish
that
Inquisition.
I could support wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and we can always go over the side and down or fly or whatever the devil we need to do. So,
Yeah.
okay. Um,
Although you realize
I'm sorry, did you
go
say
during
whatever the
torture.
devil you need to do? Oh man, the dreadlock got in the way of it. Okay, I'm having trouble getting the glasses on. It's funnier when you realize that
Moment.
he's a traitor for Shellyax, so the devil is... Alright, I really
Yeah.
fucked that one up super
Yeah.
bad.
Oh well.
Alright, I'm trying
It's
too
the
hard.
idea. It's the thought that counts.
It's the
Of
thought
course,
that
you realize
counts.
this would be opening us up to willfully undergoing further torture.
Of course, you could also shape stone around this thing and just leave it out there and let them wonder what the devil happened and not escape. And then memorize a new stone shape immediately. Or pray for a new stone shape. That would actually be kind of funny. It can do, well, it says 10 cubic feet of stone. That's not enough to make a cube.
And no.
Well, actually, if it's only,
You have to be touching it.
So are we on a map right now?
Yeah.
okay, yeah, it's you got to go out to the middle of the black, zoom all the way out. All right, I guess we'll just wait it out. I'd love for him to try to walk in this room again, though.
So what are you doing? Are you enjoying the fine meal set before you? It sounds like at least Asus has partaken.
Oh, I see
Well,
it
if it's not poisoned, then we should at least try and keep our
suppose.
strength up.
Yeah, we might need it. All right, sure.
Laris, what's your plan here? And did you ever pass your message along? I think you were gonna say something, but
No, I did. I
Did.
did the Zone of Silence and wanted to make sure we corroborated our stories and also, basically let let everyone know that we should essentially stay put and let her continue research.
Do her thing, yeah.
okay.
Arthur, I sent you an email when you have a moment. Not now, obviously. If you would change my icon for me, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, are we doing the Ratosaurus icon now? Is that what's happening?
Oh yeah, got to do the
Okay.
fan art, man.
So what is the plan here?
I mean, we're supposed to be waiting to see what Captain. I can never remember her name. Let's see if it's in my notes.
Adelita Della Rosa.
The nice lady.
Della Rosa, yeah.
The nice lady with the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
See here, you want me to remove your default tokens?
Oh, we can do it later. I don't want to interrupt the
Know what's
game. Man.
happening right now?
All right. Well, there you go. Fan
You're
art's a
doing it.
thing. We're doing it.
Oh, you're taking the fan art pick? Amazing.
All right. You should have control of it and all that. Right? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not seeing it yet. I'll have to refresh or
I
something.
see it.
I see it. That looks pretty dang cool.
Oh, someone actually made that for you?
Oh, okay. I meant the one with my name,
Wow,
but that's cool.
awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it there too. So cool.
Hold on. See my my face, my photo there with the wizard with the two flames. He made that for my character.
Really, very nice. I saw that. I thought it was really cool looking. I wasn't aware
Wait,
of that.
did he make something for my character?
You're on the list, man.
You literally,
Yeah.
I mean, you're basically the face of Skate, bro. You got Skate.
Yeah, I do have Scape.
You do got Skate. So So your plan is to continue waiting then?
Yeah, we'll wait and make sure that we don't diss Della Rosa. I mean, as much as I want to get my hands around Tug Knucklehead and Harrigan, I don't want to dime her out or give up on her attempt to prove. So yeah, we'll wait.
Just
Okay.
sitting back and believing.
Eventually, as you sit and eat and talk in your secret zone of silence, the door slot opens and 4 bowls of poison soup are pushed in.
Man,
Well, here it is, guys. Grab him, drag him in.
I don't
We're in
think we
silence.
can.
He's not
Food
going to hear
slot.
what?
I
He's
don't
not
think
going to hear me
food
casting.
slot.
I can shape a hole in the wall. We can just grab him, drag his butt in here.
Yes, but if we do anything right now, it might.
Oh, yeah. God darn it.
So as you're talking, you can see Gilbrock's face outside. He's like, what is that you're saying? I see your lips moving.
I look at him and be like,
I guess you can go ahead and drop the silence spell,
Don't
Laris.
make me come in there.
I'll drop it. Gosh darn it.
I would love for you to come in here.
please do.
Please do, yeah. What now?
You see all
Oh,
of us
Captain,
smiling
my
like, yes.
Captain. Just go ahead and drink your soup like a good boy.
You know, I'm talking to myself, not out loud, but we did say we wouldn't escape. We didn't say we wouldn't kill this jackass,
I love how you're trying to
right?
trying so hard to justify this.
I'm just saying, we'll stay right here. We're not going anywhere.
But
But we could
think
just yoink him in here and, yeah, that'd be great. I think I really want to do that.
Is that the plan? I always follow your orders, Captain.
God darn, this sucks.
I don't see this as being a good idea, but it would be fun.
Good idea. You're telling the blind oracle barbarian that something's not a good idea, really?
Good idea stopped a long time ago.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. I'll go over and stand by the door. And he's standing directly in front of the door.
Yep.
I wish I hadn't dropped the silent spell now. Stone shape is verbal somatic, so he will hear me. Do one of you guys think you can well, I can't ask out loud. And I don't think we have our network up, do we?
No. Because remember, I still got my spell pouch, but it's hidden on my body, so once I
Yeah.
expose it, they know that I have
Yeah,
it.
they know it.
I don't
And
want to reveal that.
and this is going to expose that I'm a caster too, so.
How do
Yeah.
you still have your spell pouch?
Last week, I sleight of handed it, and she failed the check.
Nope, you're right.
All right.
I had to roll a natural 20 to beat her stuff, so it was like, yeah! It's like,
Aw,
I was
nuts.
about to Craig it, and I did.
Now, see, what I should have done was stone shape the stone around the chains before he came back. That would have been a good idea. All right, I'll take the stupid soup. We got to
Okay.
wait anyway.
All right. Is everyone drinking your soup?
Crack, nasty bastard.
Round 2. So, you don't have any oregano, right?
Marcus, you're the next one to wake up in the same position as everyone's else been, hanging from the ceiling and floor. Gilbrock is poking you with the business end of a cattle brand and says, So, Mirkis, I just had a few questions for you. I don't know if your friends filled you in on my torture policy, but blah, blah, blah. Try to escape, I'll hurt your friends, blah, blah,
Not
blah.
wise letting me wake up Worm Tongue.
He's like, oh, worm tongue, that's a new one. I haven't heard that. Gonna have to write it down in my diary. I'm so scared of you, by the way.
You should be.
So, I just have a few questions for you. I heard that you don't believe in the gods. How strange. What's that all about? Old buddy, old pal.
Why don't you get to the questions that you really want to ask? Why are you wasting my time?
I
in this
actually
nonsense?
want to know this one. Alright, let's start with a big one. I'm not sure what your name actually is. Your friends have told me Mirkis, Marcus, Mirkus? It sounds like no one cares about you. What's your real name?
Engelbert Humperdinck,
Alright
the
then.
third Esquire.
I'll just call you Bart for short then. So, Bart, what is it like knowing that all of your friends look down at you? You don't believe in the gods, you're nothing but a violent thug.
Fits right in.
You're operating under the mistaken assumption that I actually care what people think.
Oh, so sad. Antisocial tendencies. Just gonna write this right here in my journal. You could see he clearly has no journal. I'm curious what your opinion of your captain is.
Danny Denny notebook.
I just look at him and smile. He's a captain.
I see, I see. Well, I have to tell you, if you don't start answering my questions, I'm gonna start hurting your friends.
I cast a cursed glare on him.
Okay, what is this? Tell me what's happening.
You channel a fell curse through your glare. If the target fails its saving throw, it begins to obsessively second guess its actions and attract bad luck. Whenever the target attempts an attack roll or saving throw while the curse lasts, it must roll twice and take the lower result. While you cast a spell, an ally within range of the subject can attempt an intimidate check as a move action. On a success, the ally adds its own glare to yours, granting you a +2 bonus on your caster level check to overcome
Nice.
spell resistance.
All right, what's the DC on this?
DC. This is a third level, so that makes it a
Remember,
19.
you don't have any magic items, so your stats are going to be less boosted than normal.
19. Oh crap! 8. Damn.
He passes.
Aw, suck.
I need you to make a fortitude save real quick as he reaches out and just touches you on the forehead with a finger.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, Marcus, you just all sense of anything happening to you stops. Laris, you're awakened next. While Sifrig and Sifrig and Maelstrom seem fine, you see that there's a statue of Marcus standing where Marcus was once chained to the wall.
Why does he always do this to himself? I say in character.
And Gilbrock is like, oh, you
Time we
know, your
turn
friend
away.
wanted to be a real badass like all of you. Now, I have a few questions, and here's the deal. His flesh is now stone, and at some point, if all of you behave, I will unstone him. But for every one of you that gives me sass, or continues to try to cast spells, or just lies to me, I'm gonna break off some part of his body. And when he flips back, that's gonna still be gone. I hope that's some good incentive for you to cooperate.
Well, I would like to hear what you have to say.
I'm curious as to what you have to say. You know, I heard from a lot of your companions that you're soft, weak, and that no one on board likes you. How do you feel about that?
I think that I am a little more dramatic and perhaps a little more compassionate towards other people than my companions. My companions are much more the pirate ilk, where I enjoy a good comedy, a fine performance, and wonderfully aged wine. And I strive to bring joy and adventure along our travels, and not just greed and power.
Wow. Sifrik was right. You are boring.
And if you unchain me, I can perform a song and dance that you would most likely
So
enjoy.
he moves over to Marcus and uses the cattle brand and is like sizing up the pinky on his right hand. And he says, I'll tell you what. I will unchain you if you let me break his pinky off.
I don't want him to be harmed.
Oh, well, guess you're going to have to stay chained. Sorry. That was your choice. All right, now I want to know about the secret defenses of your island. Apparently, our fleets have had some problems getting in the position. I want to know if there's any anti-magic traps, any sort of weird stuff happening. Just, general stuff. And remember, if you're lying, I'll know, and I'll knock one of his hands off.
I don't think there's any magical defenses that are currently active.
Oh, okay. I see. I guess you don't like your friend very well. And he, like, takes the brand and like, swings it back. He's like, you're sure about that?
I think he's actually telling the truth. I don't believe there are.
Yeah, I don't remember signing up for that.
Okay. Yeah, he knocks off Marcus's right hand. Then he like picks the shattered stone hand up and stuffs it in his bag, and it's just like, Laris, I really should put you back to sleep, but I think I'm just gonna let you sit here and wait for your companions to wake up, and they can ask about what you've done. So
yeah.
I'm like, as he knocks off the hand, I scream out, "No!"
nah.
That's what he. He's gonna miss that.
So after a few hours, Laris, both Scourge and Aces wake up, and about that time, Adelita Della Rosa literally
That's why I say he's gonna miss that.
kicks the door. Like, the door is on its hinges in one instant, and then the next instant, it's flying across the room to the opposite wall, and the poison spike traps go off on both ends, and Adelita just leaps over top of it and throws Gilbrock into the room and points to Marcus's hand and is like, fix it, Gilbrock. It's time. And
Nice.
she begins unchaining Marcus, Maelstrom, Laris, and Captain Scourge, and has two pirates come in carrying all of your gear, and they leave it in the center of the floor. So Gilbrock takes Marcus's hand and stone shapes it back onto his body, and then reverts his stone to flesh spell. So Marcus, one instant you're being a jackass to Gilbrock, and the next instant Adelita's in the room and everyone's awake and all of your gear's on the floor.
Nice.
You keep getting in these situations where time stops for you and then suddenly restarts.
Getting pretty accustomed to this. So he's standing right in front of me.
Yeah.
Scourge has got gaps
My
in his
hand
armor, too.
immediately whips up onto his forehead, and I do Scorching Ray.
Okay. Adelita moves to stand in front of you and says, "No, not yet. Not him.
Marcus
We have a
stands there
situation."
glaring for
I-
a good 5 count before he slowly settles.
I understand you'll need 24
did-
hours for your magic items to attune themselves back to you. We're going to leave you free to wander around in this cell until that point, and then you'll be given to Barnabas Harrigan for a discussion in his private quarters.
Okay. That's unusual. I did promise that I was going to kill this
Yes,
nasty
you
little
did.
piece of work. So I really am a dwarf of my word. So it'll have to wait. But yeah.
So when Gilbarock is turned away and looking at Marcus, Adelita gives you like the no shake. She's like, no. And then she leans in close to you, Scourge, and just says, "Your time will come soon. Just wait." And Gilbrock turns and goes, "What was that? I'm sorry, what did you say?"
She said, "My time is coming. I guess we're going to go see Harrigan."
Enjoy your last few hours of life, Wormtongue.
And I'm not even lying. She really did say my time is coming.
You see me just like rolling my eyes when I'm putting back my armor and stuff. Just like,
You guys
So-
realize I still don't have a strength or a con.
so
out of
Marcus,
either
you
one.
just had to piss him off, didn't you?
It is funny how they're all spellcasters. I think this is a good place to take the
I know,
break.
right?
When we come
Marcus
back.
is like putting his gear back on and is rolling his wrist, and you hear a slight popping sound.
Wait, did that just?
The hell?
Yeah, when we come back, we're going to have
That's
a talk
amazing.
with Captain Barnabas Harrigan, with all of our party members fully armed and ready to go. What could this all be about? I don't. Well, actually, I do know, but you don't know? Question mark. We'll be back in about 8 minutes, guys.
We don't
Then.
know.
Hey, Craig.